Did you know that stepping into a Roman bath felt like entering a living piece of history? Imagine walking into an ancient sanctuary, the air thick with steam and warmth wrapping around you. As you look around, you hear the gentle hum of conversations, politicians making deals, philosophers deep in debate, and everyday folks enjoying a moment of peace. This isn't just a bath, it's a vital part of Roman life, where people from all walks of life come together. But here's the real surprise. Roman baths were more than just places to get clean. They were stunning architectural feats, lively social hubs, and even sacred spaces for worship. By the end of our journey, you'll uncover how these baths transformed not only bodies but also the very essence of Roman society. Get ready to see these ancient treasures in a way you've never imagined before. Welcome to ancient Rome. What were Roman baths? These weren't your average bathtubs. Roman baths, or thermae, were enormous public spaces designed for more than just cleaning yourself. Sprawling complexes with hot rooms, warm rooms, and cold plunge pools are places to wash away the stress of the day. And the Romans didn't stop at that. They added gyms, libraries, and gardens. You didn't just leave clean, you left rejuvenated. So why were these baths such a big deal for Romans? Let's find out. Why were baths important in Roman life? Think of Roman baths like the ancient version of social media only. Instead of posting selfies, people actually showed up to chat, do business, and even relax. Think your local gym's the place to network? Romans would laugh. In fact, who knew hygiene could be so social? Besides socializing, baths for staying healthy. Romans believed in cleanliness is next to godliness, literally, a way to stay healthy and live longer. But how did they build these grand structures that made it all possible? Who used the baths? Surprisingly, Roman baths weren't just for the rich. Anyone could enter for a small fee, and people from all walks of life gathered here. Nobles, soldiers, merchants, even slaves. It's like today's gym membership, but with a side of ancient luxury. These baths reflect a lot about Roman culture. They valued community, cleanliness, and most importantly, leisure. But what made these baths a symbol of Roman civilization? Roman baths were a symbol of Rome's greatness. They reflected the empire's focus on public health, advanced engineering, and the finer things in life. These bathhouses showed off Roman power, luxury, and dedication to the welfare of its people. Think of it as ancient Rome's version of flexing the legacy of Roman baths. Even today, when you step into a modern spa, you're following in the footsteps of the ancient Romans. Whether it's a hot bath or a steam room, the essence of Roman bathing culture lives on. The next time you visit a spa, remember you're part of a tradition that's thousands of years old, the hot springs of Bath. The Roman baths were often built near natural hot springs, harnessing the earth's power for human benefit. One of the most famous examples of this can be found in the town of Bath, in what is now England. The Celts believed the hot springs were a gift from their gods, and when the Romans arrived, they saw an opportunity to transform these sacred waters into something even greater, a place of healing, worship, and social connection. Think of the hot springs as nature's jacuzzi, except this one came with an added divine approval. Imagine trying to explain to someone that your spa day was blessed by the gods, but taming these springs was no easy feat. The Romans constructed aqueducts to channel the hot water into enormous bathing complexes, turning what was once wild and untamable into an experience of controlled luxury. While taming the springs was impressive, what the Romans built on top of them was nothing short of remarkable. Masterpieces of engineering. How were Roman baths constructed? The Romans didn't just throw together a few bricks and call it a day. They engineered these baths with some serious innovation, using the Hippocos system, a fancy underfloor heating system that made the rooms warm and cozy. Yes, they were heating floors way before it was cool. They also used marble, mosaics, and impressive structures to make sure their baths were as luxurious as possible. Start with the structure itself. Roman baths were usually massive buildings, some as large as football fields. They were divided into multiple rooms: the caldarium, hot room, the tepidarium, warm room, and the frigidarium, cold room. These rooms weren't just about temperature, they symbolized a progression from the tension of daily life to ultimate relaxation. And how did they keep the water hot? This is where Roman engineering really shines. The larger baths featured a system called the hypocaust, a revolutionary underfloor heating system that channeled hot air through spaces beneath the floor and behind the walls. Imagine a furnace burning in the background, with the heat flowing through a network of tunnels, creating the perfect steamy environment. This system was so advanced that it's hard to believe it existed 2,000 years ago. The Romans were able to manipulate heat, water, and air in ways that we'd expect to see in modern luxury spas. But it wasn't just the temperature that impressed people. The sheer scale of these bathhouses was astounding. The baths of Caracalla, for example, could accommodate 1,600 bathers at once. These baths were essentially cities within cities, complete with libraries, restaurants, and garden. So what made these baths more than just architectural wonders? Why were they such an essential part of Roman life? The social hub of Rome. So what was it like to actually be in one of these baths? Socializing in the baths. Imagine walking into one of these massive complexes on a typical day. As soon as you entered, the sounds of conversations filled the air. People greeting each other, friends catching up, business deals being made, and philosophers debating the meaning of life. The baths were Rome's version of the modern social club, gym, and cafe, all rolled into one. It didn't matter who you were, a politician, a soldier, a merchant, or even a slave. In the baths, everyone came together. It was one of the few places in Roman society where social status didn't dictate who you could talk to. You might be soaking in the same pool as a senator or sitting in the steam room with a gladiator. It's a bit like modern gyms today, where you might be sweating it out on a treadmill next to someone you'd never meet in any other context. The difference? You didn't have to pretend you weren't checking your emails while you were relaxing in a Roman bath. The bathhouse was also a place to stay informed. People would discuss the latest news, exchange rumors, and even hear updates about political happenings. If you were looking to get ahead in Roman society, the baths were the place to network. But socializing wasn't the only thing happening in the baths. The Romans had a deep connection to the spiritual world, and this extended into their bathing rituals. Ceremony and sacrifice. The baths weren't just places for the living. They were seen as spaces connected to the divine. Romans believed that water, especially from hot springs, was a gift from the gods, particularly Sulis Minerva, a combination of the Celtic goddess Sulis and the Roman goddess Minerva, in the case of the famous Baths of Bath. Before entering the baths, many would stop at small altars or shrines to offer sacrifices, anything from coins to food, or even animals, asking the gods for protection, good health, or success. These sacrifices weren't just symbolic. For the Romans, they were essential acts of devotion. They believed that angering the gods could result in illness or disaster, so making sure the deities were pleased was a top priority. You're about to enter the steaming waters, but first you leave an offering at the altar. There's a weight in the air, an acknowledgement that these waters could heal or harm, depending on whether the gods are smiling down on you. In some cases, the rituals went beyond simple offerings. For special occasions, more elaborate ceremonies would be held. During certain festivals or times of crisis, priests might perform rituals inside the bathhouses to cleanse the city spiritually. And speaking of crises, some of the most intense moments in Roman political history played out in these very baths. But not all of them had a happy ending. The hidden secrets of Roman baths. So far, we've explored the social and spiritual importance of the baths. But what about the secrets they held? There was a darker side to these seemingly peaceful sanctuaries. The politics of the baths. While the baths were places of relaxation and socialization, they were also venues for political intrigue. Imagine entering a bathhouse not knowing who you might meet. You could be having a conversation with a senator one minute and overhearing a plot to overthrow the emperor the next. The baths were more than just places to unwind. They were where political alliances were made and broken. People made deals in the steam rooms, shared secrets in the hot pools, and even plotted assassinations. Some of Rome's most powerful leaders were known to use the baths to gather information or influence decisions. Imagine soaking in the water, surrounded by steam, when suddenly you hear whispers behind you. Is it just idle gossip, or could it be the beginnings of a conspiracy that might change the course of Roman history? In some cases, the baths were places where betrayal came to a boil. There are stories of political enemies meeting in the baths, only for one of them to never leave. Whether through poison or more direct means, the baths could be as dangerous as they were relaxing. But behind these darker moments, the Roman baths endured for centuries, leaving a lasting legacy, shaping the modern spa experience. Even after the fall of the Roman Empire, the influence of Roman baths continued to spread throughout Europe and beyond. Many of the traditions and innovations the Romans pioneered, such as hot and cold rooms, steam baths, and even communal bathing, are still alive in modern spas and bathhouses. The concept of balancing physical health with mental relaxation, which was so central to Roman baths, resonates with us today. Modern spas offer similar experiences: warm baths, steam rooms, massages, and social spaces. The idea of taking time out of a busy day to care for your body and mind is something the Romans mastered, and it's something we continue to value. The next time you step into a spa or a sauna, you're taking part in a tradition that stretches back thousands of years. You're not just there to relax, you're connecting with an ancient Roman ritual that blends health, social connection, and even spirituality. Just imagine, when you sit in that steam room, the Romans would have been doing something similar 2 millennia ago, and that simple act of relaxation is steeped in rich history. But what if we told you that the baths weren't always peaceful? Some of the most dramatic and even dangerous moments of Roman history unfolded in these steamy halls. Could this seemingly calm environment have hidden dangerous secrets? Let's dive into one final mystery: dark secrets of the Roman baths. One infamous moment in Roman history even involved an assassination plot that took place in a bathhouse. Roman Emperor Caracalla was known for his grand construction of the Baths of Caracalla, but his reign was marred by political turmoil. Caracalla's life ended violently while on his way to another bathhouse, killed in an assassination. The very places meant for peace were sometimes stained with blood, making Roman baths not just places of rejuvenation, but sites of danger and intrigue. So, while Roman baths offered a space for socializing and relaxation, one wrong conversation could mean the difference between life and death. Behind the marble walls and serene waters lay the simmering conflicts of Roman politics. What happened after the fall? With the fall of the Roman Empire, many of these grand bathhouses fell into disrepair. The architectural marvels crumbled, the fires in the Hipparcos systems went cold, and the once bustling bathhouses became silent. But while the physical structures decayed, the idea behind them never truly died. In medieval Europe, people began to rediscover the benefits of hot baths and communal bathing, albeit with a different cultural lens. While the Middle Ages were more conservative about public bathing, by the Renaissance, European societies began to embrace some of the Roman traditions once again. Did you know that even modern luxury spa treatments like hot stone therapy or mud baths can trace their roots back to the methods the Romans used in their baths? Roman baths in the modern world. Today, you can still visit the remains of Roman baths in places like Bath, England, and feel the echoes of history in every corner. Tourists and historians alike marvel at the incredible feats of engineering and the cultural significance these baths held. Many modern spas and wellness centers have taken inspiration from these ancient Roman traditions, blending modern comforts with age-old practices. In countries like Turkey, the tradition of communal bathing evolved into the hammam, a direct descendant of the Roman bath. The Turkish baths preserved many of the same elements: steamy rooms, relaxation, and socializing, proving that the Roman legacy continues to influence how we view self-care today. And even in the United States, the concept of the wellness spa, a place where people can escape the pressures of life and reconnect with themselves, owes much to the Roman baths' philosophy of health and relaxation. The eternal influence of Roman baths. So what's the legacy of the Roman baths? It's about the connection between body and mind, socializing, rituals, and even spirituality. It's about creating a space where people can recharge, reflect, and re-energize. Think about your own life for a moment. In our fast-paced, high-stress world, how often do we truly take time to pause and care for ourselves? The Romans understood the value of this balance thousands of years ago, and their baths were an answer to the challenges of daily life. Today, more than ever, we need spaces like this to reconnect with ourselves and with each other. The next time you step into a modern spa or hot springs, remember, you're following in the footsteps of emperors and philosophers. You're engaging in a ritual that has shaped human history for centuries. If you found this journey through the world of Roman baths fascinating, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We've got more exciting historical deep coming your way that you won't want to miss. And hey, if you ever find yourself in a bathhouse, ancient or modern, take a moment to appreciate the fantastic history you're a part of. Thanks for watching. See you next time.